So I'm going to ask you a question, and I demand that you pick one of the options.
Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, let me take a sip.
Take a sip of water.
I mean, like, wipe
Out
my
of
forehead.
Hello, athletes and fans of bodybuilding. Tarek El-Guindi with the Mr. Olympia. I'm here with 2 times. He has won the Mr. Olympia twice. He's now joining Larry Scott and Franco Columbo as a 2-time Mr. Olympia. Derek, what's going on?
What's happening, man? Back here in Tampa at my gym. Nonstop. Let's go.
So, Derek, now there's a distinction. I want to go back to, your competitive history, your personal life. But now there's a distinction. You've left the group of Chris Dickerson, Samson Dauda, Hadi Chupin, Sean Roden, and Brandon Curry, and you now join the group of Franco Columbo and Larry Scott. How does it feel?
It's great, man. These are all incredible champions that, of course, I looked up to from the time I started in NPC. So, for me, you have to have this crazy belief in yourself to be Mr. Olympia in the first place. But to be honest with you, looking back on what's happened so far in my career, it's like I really never thought it was going to be like this. And I had hoped that it was like just a upward trajectory the whole time, but I had, many ups, many downs, and it's been kind of a crazy career for me. So to look back at it now, especially after this year, winning not just the Mr. Olympia, but the Arnold and, being the first Pittsburgh Pro champion, it's like, wow, like unbelievable. Like what a year this was.
It has to be considered, I covered on Olympia News, one of the greatest years a bodybuilder has ever had. I mean, it's rare enough that people win the Olympia and the Arnold on the same year. But then we had the inception of the Pittsburgh Pro. Nick Walker was there. Martin Fitzwater was there. A lot of great competitors. You didn't have to be there. You had your Olympia qualification. You had just won the Arnold, but you went in there in. Was that the plan from the beginning? You said, I'm going to win these 3 shows? Or as you won the Arnold, you said, you know what, I'm in shape, I'm going to jump in Pittsburgh?
Well, before I entered into the Arnold Classic, I had already signed the contract for Pittsburgh. So I knew I was going to do Pittsburgh regardless of how the outcome was at the Arnold. It did take me a few weeks to decide whether I wanted to do this year, like after the 3rd place finish at the 2024 Olympia. I had a lot of people telling me just wait the year out and come back and get the title back at the Olympia. But, something was telling me, like, go for it. Like, you really need to just show up to the Arnold better than you've ever been and show the world that your best is the best. And, my thought was with doing all 3 of the shows, it's a huge risk. It's a gamble. Nothing is guaranteed ever. People are encouraging me now, hey, you should go and do the Arnold this year. And it's like, there's enticing reasons, whether it be the title or the money to do these things, but you don't always just want to throw your name in the hat for no reason if you don't think that it's the right thing. So for me, I needed a few weeks to prepare and say, okay, is this the right decision? But also, you can't win if you're not in it. And my thought was everybody's telling me don't do this. This is too much. It can't be done. You shouldn't do it. And I thought, well, if it can't be done, if it's never been done, that excites me. I want to be the first person to win the 3 biggest shows of the year. And if I do that, not only does that show my resilience on how resilient I am and how I'm going to keep moving forward, but also if I do it, then unbelievable. Like this is history.
It is historic. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
It's 1 year we're never going to forget. And Derek, sorry to interrupt, but you've made over $1 million.
Yeah. Wow. Like I said, don't tell my wife, but she already knows now.
Well, we know the prize money, and, I think he was beyond the stage that posted in 2025 as a bodybuilder. And I think that's something all of us are proud because we're in the industry. The prize money is going up. Derek Lunsford has easily made over $1 million. Now, I want to go back to your career. Man, you win the USA's and the entire world is on your side. Then you go to Tampa, you win that show. I remember as if it was yesterday. And then you go to the Olympia and you take second place to Flex Lewis. And there's something in bodybuilding. We just love the second place guy, right? We love the second place guy. The second place guy is like, oh, Derek is now second to Flex. Derek is now second to Hadi. He is the guy that we love. And then you win the Olympia and nobody likes you anymore because now they like the second place.
Right.
What's up with that? You've been the second place that everybody loved. When you took second place to Hadi, everybody said Derek is the guy. Derek, and now you win the show and now you don't feel like you get that attention. What do you think that is?
Yeah, again, that's unfortunate because I remember back in 2022, that was my open Mr. Olympia debut, and I took second, and there were so many people. Tarek, if I had $1 for every person that said I should have won that year against Hadi, when Hadi won, I could retire right now. I'd have more money than this year's calendar year of competing. So, you know what I said to that? I said, no, he won fair and square, and you should give him this year. He's the Mr. Olympia. I'll come back better and I will win this title. But don't tell me I should have won. He won. Give him his flowers and respect. You have to respect the champion. If you go back to anything I ever said back in 2022, that's what I said. I just saw some pictures of it. You can absolutely make an argument. Maybe I should have won the 2022 Olympia over Hadi, actually. So maybe we should take a look back and you can make an argument for me. But like I said, you don't want to do that. You want to respect the champion, especially when they're the champion. So, like when Samson Dowda won last year, you can ask him. I said, this is your moment. Enjoy it. I know how it feels. This was on stage. I said, enjoy it. I know how it feels. This is your night. Congratulations. Just represent the title to the best of your ability, which I think you did a good job, by the way.
Talk to me about you lose the Olympia, you place third. I go backstage and I could tell you were crushed.
Wow.
You were crushed. I had never seen you like this. I remember I was backstage when you took fourth as a 212 competitor, which might have been a much worse result because it's not as popular as the open bodybuilding, and you didn't take third, you took fourth, and you're hanging out backstage. But the disappointment of losing the title and falling to third was really hard. Yeah. Then you go to the Arnold and you're not the favorite. Samson Dowda is the favorite. And I remember when you came on stage at the Arnold, I'm sitting right there with all the judges and everybody goes, it's freaking Derek Lunsford. He looks incredible. Tell me about that moment of I'm crushed. I lost my title. The whole world is against me. And now I'm here at the Arnold celebrating my victory.
Outside of winning the title back at the Olympia, I would say that might have been like the greatest moment of my life, greatest competition, because I knew I was bringing my best package to date. I knew nobody believed in me whatsoever. It was not supposed to be my show to win. And I wanted something to prove. I wanted to prove it to myself. I didn't want to prove it to anybody that doubted me or didn't believe in me or the so-called haters or whatever. I wanted to just know that for myself, I was resilient. I was willing to keep moving forward despite what anybody said, despite any placings before. I wanted to just keep moving forward and keep my head down and keep working. And so I was really proud of the look that we brought to the Arnold Classic, the presentation, everything, my posing routine. I dedicated that to my late grandmother. And it was a very special moment to me because I didn't worry at all about what people thought of me. I just walked out and I just wanted to put on a show and have a good time and be present on stage. It was a really cool feeling. And then to walk away with the Arnold Classic title, $500,000 check, best poser award. Like it was a special weekend for sure that goes down as personally one of my favorite shows I've ever done.
Well, so in bodybuilding, there's a lot of comparisons, right? Bodybuilding is comparisons.
Mhm.
You won the Arnold, and people still said, "I believe Samson is the favorite to win the Olympia." You won Pittsburgh, and people said, "No, Nick should have won that show. Nick's gonna crush Derek at the Olympia." When you took third at the Olympia, some people speculated you should have taken fourth, then Martin should have beaten you at the Olympia. All that talk came to an end on Friday at the Olympia when all of a sudden a lot of these guys that people were speculating that they were going to beat you, they were not in the hunt. The hunt was Hadi Chupin, possibly Andrew Jack, and Derek Lunsford.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, did it feel good to close the door on some of these guys where people had doubt that you hadn't beaten them in the past?
I mean, I would be lying if I said no, right? So, yeah, I mean, for me, like I told you, man, I really just have to stay locked in, laser focused. If you allow too much of the hype or too much of the negativity to get to you, it really distracts you. Um, there was about 2 weeks, maybe, between Pittsburgh and the start of the Olympia prep, when I thought to myself, man, this just isn't really fair. I'm a two division Olympia champion. That's never been done before in the history of bodybuilding, right? I'm a Mr. Olympia, former Mr. Olympia. I just won the Arnold Classic and Pittsburgh, despite what anybody says. And you have me as high as fourth? Are you kidding me? Like, are you really kidding me right now? Like, this is laughable. But I have to be honest, I'm a human being, and I'm like, for about 2 weeks, I thought, like, this kind of sucks. This isn't fair. Like, I should be the front runner to win the show. And then after that 2 weeks went by, and I realized, you know what? This is good. I like it because if you like I said at the Olympia, you can't shock the world if they already believe in you. And that was kind of my mindset for about 8 weeks going into the Olympia. I realized, good, doubt me. Keep placing me lower. Keep placing. That's fine. Go ahead. Tell me and tell the world that I have no chance of getting my title back. I have no chance of beating these guys. I love it because I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can do when I bring it. I know that these guys that I compete against are incredible, and I know if I slip up, they will take it. So I'm not trying to get ahead of myself and pretend like I'm an unbeatable competitor. But me at my best, I believe is lights out. So it was nice to seal the deal, to make history, winning the Triple Crown, being the first Pittsburgh Pro champion, being the second person to Jay Cutler to get my title back after losing it. Um, Definitely, it feels good, man. And after a lot of those hardships, like you said in 2024, where I was crushed, man, like crushed. You could see it like in person, or if you go back to my YouTube videos, you could see the raw video of like just I just man, like I couldn't hold back the emotions because you think to yourself, like, you put all this work in, whether it be for the competition season or whether it be just for the last decade of your life, you've sacrificed so many times with friends and family and loved ones, and you've suffered and you've been on the grind and you've given up a lot of things that you wish you could have at the time, and you just believed, and then you show up and you don't show your best, you lose the title, and all of a sudden everything just flashes before your eyes. You're like, well, is it over with? Is that it? Am I done? Like, was that my last time winning the Olympia? And is my career on the downfall now? And it took me like a couple days. I wouldn't even say a couple weeks, but took me a couple days to realize, like, nah, man, I came into this sport as a fighter and as a warrior, and I will always be a fighter and I will always be a warrior. So I thought, nope, no, the world will see, even if I never win again, which I believe that I could and that I would, the world will see that I'm resilient and I'm a warrior and I'm going to keep pushing forward. And I think that that says more and speaks more volumes, not just of me, but it impacts the world of bodybuilding and just the world in general, way more than just coming back to win a title. So I said, you know what? we're going to go big time this year. And that's what made the decision for me to do all 3 shows.
So I'm going to ask you a question, and I demand that you pick one of the options.
Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, let me take a sip.
Take a sip of water.
I mean, like, wipe my forehead.
Out of all the guys that doubted you, that challenged you, who was the favorite one to beat at this year's Mr. Olympia? Hadi Chupin, that didn't shake your hands when you won the first time. Samson Dauda, who said at Pittsburgh it was close between you and Nick. Nick Walker, who publicly said, I beat Derek in Pittsburgh. Martin Fitzwater, who said, well, I think I could have been third at the 2024 Olympia. I know you don't have a beef with Andrew Jack. Out of these 4 guys, who was the one that you really loved to beat at the Olympia? Hadi, Samson, Nick, or Martin?
Hadi.
Why Hadi?
Well, we have a rivalry, right? Not only do we have a rivalry because we went back and forth the last few years, but you know, my previous coach was also his coach. Whether they work together this year or not, I don't know. I think that was a pretty interesting dynamic. So I have a lot of respect for Hani for coaching me in the last few years because we had a lot of accomplishments together. But I think that as close as me and Hadi are, because off stage we've had a lot of great workouts, a lot of great moments together at dinner. As close as we are off the stage, we are that much competitors on the stage. And I think also too, with the fans of bodybuilding being so polarizing and so intense, Hadi fans, I think it's good to finally to take that title back, having beaten arguably one of the greatest bodybuilders in a decade.
Now, Nick Walker, there's this rivalry between Derek and Nick. You guys talking the internet, but when we get you guys at Olympia Battle, it's all fun and games. You guys have a blast. You guys are friends. You guys have worked out together. He pokes at you. You poke at him. He kicks your bag. You elbow him here and there. He's disappointed. Yes. He's disappointed. Yeah. He was expecting to be right there with you guys, and you can tell by his body language that he was very disappointed. He is the first one to say, I wasn't at my best. You've won the show twice. You know what it is to be disappointed. What would be your advice to Nick?
It would be the same advice I gave Martin at Pittsburgh when he was disappointed backstage. I told him, hey, man, listen, I've gotten kicked in the stomach plenty of times in this sport. When I didn't show up my best or didn't get the placing I hoped for, I said, but you got to stay resilient, man. And whether he's willing to admit that I said that or even remembers that I said that, I know he was pretty emotional backstage at Pittsburgh, Martin. I would give him the same advice I gave Martin to Nick. Is that just remain steadfast in what you believe in. Keep moving forward. But right now, maybe it's important that you just get yourself set on a firm foundation. Like, you don't need to just keep going from one thing to another. I know that's what it looked like going from last year's Olympia to the Arnold and then all year. But I had to give myself a month to kind of reset, to make sure that, my blood work was good, I was healthy, that my mindset was right, the people that were in my circle, like for me, my wife and family and friends, everybody was on board for me to be on this mission, on this next step. So I would say right now, immediately, know who you are by settling down, getting your mindset right, getting your body healthy, and then put together a plan to come back better than you ever have. But just remember who you are, stay resilient, and if you want to be the champion, you have to be a champion before you become the champion.
Last time you were the Mr. Olympia, you lost the title. What lessons did you learn from losing that title that you're going to apply this time?
It's interesting. Chris Aceto called me the other day and he said, "How does it feel to get the title back compared to when you won it the first time?" And I said, "Well, when I won it the first time in 2023, now I'd been the 212 champion in 2021. When I won in 2023, the Open Mr. Olympia, it was such a shock to me. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. I'm Mr. Olympia. Unbelievable. Like, I couldn't quite process it for a long time. I knew that the magnitude of what had happened was, historical. First two division Olympia champion, but it's like you can't internalize it enough. Like it's like I said, it's almost unbelievable. I would say, going into the 2024 Olympia prep is whenever I first started feeling like, okay, like I'm the champion, let's go regain this title. When I lost the title, that was when I was like, nah, this should not have happened. I was not supposed to show up like this. And then now having gotten the title back, now I truly believe I know who Mr. Olympia is, and I believe that's me. And people are going to take that however they want to take it. They have all their favorite bodybuilders that they're rooting for. They want to see be Mr. Olympia. Not everybody, I'm not everybody's favorite. I believe I have a lot of support. I believe I have the silent majority of people's support. But I know that, again, I'm not everyone's favorite, and that's okay. Like, I'm okay with that. But I do believe that when I show up at my best, I am the best. And I also believe I prove it off the stage too by doing all the things that I do, traveling around the world, building the gym, bringing people here and building a community together and giving back to the sport. I want to do things for the sport. Like, I don't know if I should announce it yet, but I wanted to do something for the USAs because I won the Mr. USA title. I wanted to do something to give back to the overall winner of bodybuilding at the USAs. So we can announce that later. And there's some other things too I want to do for the athletes in the open bodybuilding category. So I believe, I'm doing whatever I can that I myself, as a fan of bodybuilding, I would like to see the Mr. Olympia doing. And so I'm doing whatever I can with whatever resources I have to, like I said, carry that torch of Mr. Olympia, carry it strong, carry it forward until my career is done. And on the stage, like I said, I believe that when I bring it, I'm a very hard guy to beat, and it's going to take something next level to take me out.
Okay, let's finish this interview. I want your top three at the 2026 Mr. Olympia. I'm guessing you're going to pick yourself to win. Who's going to come second and who's going to come third?
I think I'm going to win first, second, and third, Tarek.
Well, that's what we call confidence at the highest level.
Oh, man. I think you're going to see likely a repeat of what you just saw this year, or Samson Dauda is going to come back and be in that top three. I think the top four is pretty solidified, and I could be wrong. Martin just beat Samson, but I think that Samson, I only hope that Samson has the same mentality that I did and wants to come back and prove that, no, this isn't how it's supposed to end for me.
Okay, perfect. We have called Samson Dauda and we've called Martin Fitzwater. They all confirmed the Olympia battle in March, and they said, we want a piece of Derek there, Tarek. And I said, I have not confirmed with Derek Lunsford, but Martin Fitzwater wants a piece of you. And Samson said, Tarek, the last time I did an Olympia battle with him, I want to get a piece of Derek again. Right. Are you confirmed for Olympia battle in March in Phoenix?
I've never missed one, Tarek. Have I ever missed one? Nah.
You've never missed one. I got to give you credit. You've never backed down. Guys, Derek Lunsford is the two-time Mr. Olympia. His name is already in the history of bodybuilding. Derek has won the USA. He's won the 212. He's won the Open Mr. Olympia twice. He's won the Arnold. He's won the Pittsburgh. He is one of the greatest bodybuilders of all times. And his 2025 performance might be the greatest year a bodybuilder has ever had. He might not be everybody's favorite, just like Phil Heath was not everybody's favorite. But one thing is for sure, This man has put his name in the history books, and he is the current Mr. Olympia, whether you like it or not. And it looks like he's going to be here for a long time, competing and fighting for that title. My name is Tarek El-Guindi with the Mr. Olympia. I want to thank the two-time Mr. Olympia, Derek Lunsford. Derek, thank you so much.
Thank you, Tarek.